Ha! Welcome back, I'm Captain Xavier, and this is going to be somewhat unusual for me. I don't do a lot of these. This is going to be a review of a blaster out of the box that I actually paid for. Shocking, right? No one offered to send me the Trion, and I didn't feel the urge to reach out to anyone to try to get a hold of it because, well, it wasn't in my colors, honestly, and it wasn't different enough from all the other high-end blasters that I'd been sent. Swifts, Harriers, Nexus Pros, Dart Zone Pros, all of that. The fact that it wasn't in my colors and didn't really seem to be anything super magical compared to those, I just didn't bother. But then I actually handled one at Walcom S7's place a couple of weeks ago, and I was convinced that, okay, yeah, I want to get one of those. Just to have one. I can paint it in my colors, it'll be fun. So, what do we got here? The Dart of War. This is, of course, a Game Face Trion. Game Face has been trying to break into the competitive Nerf world, and so far seem to be doing a pretty good job, actually. Competition blaster, engineered for all-out action, customizable for competition. Crush at all level blaster events with 3 easy swap speed settings. Yeah! Half dart only. I assume it takes, looks like this will take Talon mags, standard half darts, adjustable stock, pump action. Yeah! Let's get it out of the box and take a real quick look at it, and then I'm gonna go to the range. Okay. Right, so in the box we had the blaster, we had some iron sights, we had a magazine. It is compatible with worker Talon mags, lovely. 15 darts, and our 2 pre-compression caps. So this does have hot swappable springs, and you simply put one of these on or 2 on to increase the FPS. Super quick to upgrade or downgrade as necessary. That's good stuff. So I'll take it to the range and plink, and then I'll talk about it. Right, I'm here upon the range. I have the Game Face Trion. I've got one of the spring spaces in there, so we should be hitting around 150, 160. We've got its mag and its darts in there. I do have the muzzle on, but it doesn't actually provide any kind of rifling, so I don't know how accurate this is going to be. And I don't have an optic, I just have iron sight, so see if we can hit anything at all. Start with a pipe hand. I can! Fires remarkably straight. Ding! Can we get the 50? Oh, maybe. Oh, a little high. Oh, a little low. Ah, come on. And I'll count it. 75? I don't know where that went. That's coming in closer to the 100. There it is! Can we hit a bottle? Not like that one, can it? Round's complete. We gonna reload. Right, now we have a Talon mag with the light green bamboos, and I will continue my quest to hit a bottle. If we take the safety off. Oh, I winged it. Close. No. There it is. Yeah, that hit 2 bottles and then the 50. I dig it. Let's go for that 75 again. A little short. A little short. A little long. Oh, it's got to be in the middle somewhere. There it is, 50. Oh, round's complete. A few more. Right, now we've got the darker green bamboos. I got him. Round's complete. I don't believe this has a no deep run. Wait. It has slam fire? Probably read the instructions. Reloading. Right. only got 5 loaded in there, but I want a slam fire load because that's just fun. That's neat. Let's go talk about it. Right. Well, that was in fact every bit as much fun to fire as I thought it would be after fiddling with it at Walcom's place a couple of weeks ago. It's a really fun blaster, and it has some really neat features. Some thought went into this when they were designing it, and they really did take advice from people in the hobby on what to do and what to focus on and what we wanted. And they put together a really solid blaster, and especially for the price. This comes in, I got it for 80 bucks from Out of Darts. Link will be in the description if you're interested. I've heard of people getting it for as little as 65 on sale in some places. I think you can get it from like Walmart for 70. So shop around, you might be able to get it cheaper, but for that price point, I can't think of anything that competes with it. It's way better than a Nexus Pro or a Striker for a lot of reasons. It's being injection molded. It's going to be probably more durable and less prone to wobblage issues than most 3D printed blasters, depending on how well you maintain them. And it's full of good features. I like the mag release, thumb mag release. It takes Talon mags. They were smart about that. It's half dart only, which is good because that allowed them some other features that we'll get into. It has the Vanguard style pusher, the dog bone pusher, so you can put your magazine in and take it out without having to have the blaster primed. Why it took people this long to start adopting that as standard is kind of confusing. It does have a safety, which does tend to get pressed when you put it down, but that's the thing. The fact that it had slam fire, I was not expecting it to have slam fire, and I did discover something odd about the slam fire. If you prime it back and then pull the trigger, it'll click and the thing will move a little bit. And then if you can take your hand completely off the trigger. When it goes forward, it will fire. So you've kind of pre-primed your slam fire. And I don't know if that's a flaw or a feature. It's something to be aware of. Whether you use it in any capacity, because you can prime it, pull it, and then have your finger off the trigger and not have to be holding the trigger down and fire it. But at the same time, if you forgot that it had been pre-primed, and you prime it forward, you're going to have a negligent discharge. So, something to be aware of. Like I said, could be a flaw, could be a feature. Up to you. Comfortable foregrip, and it is Picatinny rail under the foregrip. It just screws off, so you can put whatever grip you want on there. That is nice. The stock is adjustable, and I appreciate that. And it is a quick release on the spring. It's toolless even, which is a step up from what we've seen in pretty much everything else. You push and twist, so it's like a a medication bottle lid. And it comes with the 2 adjustable spring caps for adding pre-compression, which will get you some decent numbers, which I need to remember to get here in a second. I'll just test them real quick. You could also replace the spring altogether. Now, I don't know this for sure, but my guess is that if you take this stock off, underneath is going to be a standard buffer tube that you could put any stock on, and I'd be willing to bet that this will take standard AR grips. Game Face makes airsoft blasters before they got into Nerf, and so I would be surprised if they didn't make it so it could take any of their airsoft grips, because if they didn't, then they're just, I don't know what they're doing anymore. So I would assume that is the case. Picatinny rail on the top, lovely. You could put optics on it. It doesn't come with any kind of a scar barrel, and that I found to be kind of odd. There's no rifling on the barrel, and I don't know if they're planning to design a scar barrel that threads onto this thread here. It wouldn't be difficult to build one that goes into this, or to 3D print one that went on that. But the fact that it didn't come with any kind of a rifling struck me as a little odd, but, I don't know. The barrel, I assume this orange cap is what's holding the barrel in, so you can't just put a worker one on there. You could probably shove a worker one in here and it might work. It's worth a try, I suppose, worth tinkering with. But one of the features that I found that was really impressive, and at least in my opinion, again, I don't know of how intentional this was, how much they actually really considered this, but it only takes half darts, which isn't surprising, as that's really where the competitive game goes. But because of that, they took advantage of the fact that the breech only needed to open up enough to feed a half dart, and so it's got a really short prime. Where we've got blasters like the Harrier that they're half dart only, and the Swift is half dart only, but they still have a really long prime because they have a long plunger tube with, you know, to get all that extra power. And as a result, yes, they do have more power than this probably has, you know, upper end power than this has the potential for. But for what it is, having that short prime means it takes less time to prime it. And having slam fire, you can do it really quickly because it's a really short prime. You're not having to go all the way back and forward. It's much shorter. And so I like that. I appreciate that they took advantage of that ability to make a short prime, and that was something that I doubt I would have noticed. Walcom was the one who pointed out that it had a really short stroke on the prime, and he's right. When I was slam firing, you're like, oh, you can do that really, really quick because of how short that prime is. So, yeah, there's my thought. Well, let me get you some fips. I know you love your fips. I'll get you your fips. Right, my trusty Caldwell has apparently finally bit the dust. May have to replace the door, try to figure out why it keeps returning results of 1, 2, or 8. So we've pulled out this, and I have no idea how accurate this thing is, so we're not really going for what the FPS is, as opposed to how much it changes depending on how many of the little caps you have in it. There is a cat in my dart catcher. She is adorable and goofy. So, this is with nothing, no extra pre-compression. So here we go. 115, 103, 140, 133, and 111 with their darts. So let's add one of the caps on there and see what happens. 188, 196, 157, 163, and I think that one bounced 191. I think I bounced that one off the inside of the chronograph. And now for double the pre-compression. Swamp Cat is having a heyday attacking darts because she's a fiend. And here we go. 227, 214, 211, 156, 187. So there, take it or leave it. There is definitely a noticeable increase depending on the caps. How regular it is, well, that's a matter of tuning and using probably better darts. But yeah, I dig it, and I will be making it match my idiom. Shall make it orange and black. That, I've blathered enough. Thank you for watching.